2-Minute Tuesday, folks, and you know what that means. It's probably not going to be a 2-minute video, and honestly, there's no standard procedure for how this works. This week, I'm just going to answer as many questions as possible in what I think and what feels like 2 minutes, but will most likely be something like 5 to 9. But I'm going to do my best. We get a lot of questions on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram that are bite-sized questions, really, that could be answered pretty quickly, and so that's my goal. How many of these questions can I answer for you quickly and efficiently, even though I love talking? Because frankly, if all of you came and visited me here at Dark Horse HQ, I'd probably spend the entire day just hanging out. I would spend every waking moment just chatting, making friends. I would get nothing done. But hey, we'd all have a great time, and it would be very, very fun. At least for me. So anyways, let's get into it. So as with every 2-Minute Tuesday video, let's get 2 minutes on the clock. And let's answer those questions. Question number 1, how do you row barefoot without getting wicked blisters on your feet? Well, in a lot of my previous videos, you may have seen I try to spend as much time as possible rowing barefoot. I think it's just generally a good practice for life. But when it comes to the machine, it's understandable if you row barefoot that you could get blisters, especially on your heel or on your foot where the straps run. The biggest key towards keeping those blisters from happening is number 1, making sure that the foot stretcher adjustment is right for you, making sure that you adjust it for the fact that you've taken your shoes off, which means that the stretchers will actually sit a little bit higher because you don't have the obstruction of the foam in the heel of the shoe, which gets in the way. And so you can bump the foot stretcher up. And then from there, it's actually trying to keep as minimal a heel lift as possible. Yes, the heels do lift when we get proficient with the technique, but the more that I can keep that heel from lifting and dropping back down, the better it's going to be for reducing blisters. Typically how I do this is, number 1, my typical setting is a 4. I have a size 12 shoe. So typically I'm set on a 4 on my Concept 2. When I go shoeless, I move it up to a 3, so I go up 1 peg. The other thing that you'll notice is that I typically don't tighten my straps all the way down. Why is that? Well, because if it's tightened all the way down, then I'm going to have constant friction on my skin. That's bound to cause blisters up around the straps. And then the other piece, or I guess 2 more pieces, is that number 1, yes, my heels lift, but I'm also not letting my seat slide to my heels. That's just good fundamentals. But because of that, it doesn't create all that range of motion every time. It's simply a little bit of lift. And then finally, and this is a piece that we haven't covered a whole lot, but it's a good, really solid fundamental of being on the machine, is that when you drive, you want to always be pushing through your feet so that at the release, you're not pulling up on your toes. And that also reduces friction under the strap, so that when I am taking my stroke, when I hit the release, I am still pushing through the ball of my foot, maintaining connection there, and that ensures that I don't lift my toes and rub on the straps every time. Now you may find that a difficult adjustment, but it is well worth it, and taking off your shoes allows you to really think about the fundamentals of what's happening down here, because while it may seem insignificant, it has an impact on the entire stroke. Question number 2 is, what shoes should I wear when rowing? Well, you have a few different options. My personal preference is going to be an Innovate shoe. They are low profile, very little drop, anywhere from 0, 3, 6, 9 mil. But they are basically a minimalist shoe, which means that there's very little cushion on the bottom. And for me, that takes priority. You do not want cushion underneath your feet when you are trying to apply force to something. It's just like in weightlifting. You do not wear squishy running shoes when you are lifting weights. Same goes when you're on this machine. You want to reduce the amount of cushion under your feet. That brings me to the next 2 options, which is that some people will use an Olympic weightlifting shoe because they are typically a very solid sole, almost a wooden wedge, if you will, which also helps if you have mobility issues. So an Olympic weightlifting shoe is an option. There's also a middle ground where if you have a minimalist shoe like an Innovate, you can also take out that insole and put in some kind of a hard, solid insole, which will also, again, reduce cushion. Basically, think about it this way. Imagine trying to weightlift on a hardwood floor or a concrete floor versus trying to weightlift on a mattress. you get where I'm going. If you're trying to apply force to something and it gives underneath you, it's just going to make you inefficient. So my best suggestion, number 1, innovate. Number 2 would be a minimalist shoe with a hard sole in the middle. And number 3 would be an Olympic weightlifting shoe. Now, just a side asterisk, I am friends with the Innovate team. I've been with them forever and I've worn their shoes forever. No, I'm not getting paid to say that. I just am partial to them, and they do provide shoes for me, which is a nice added benefit. But in all honesty, that is my true, honest response. Question number 3, why do my hips feel tight after I'm done rowing? There's a very good explanation for that. And number 1 is that there's a good chance you are using the straps to pull yourself forward. Now, I'm gonna demo that for you, but essentially by using the straps to pull yourself forward and instead of thinking about pushing yourself with your hands forward and gradually sliding up, if we use our little guy here, as we're moving forward, if you're using your legs to pull, that is your hip flexor that is being used to draw you forward, which means that that hip flexor works every single stroke and it's gonna get very, very tight. So what you need to think about is releasing tension when you hit the release position. That'd be the back side of the stroke. Release tension and then use your handle to push you forward. Get the arms away first, then the hips closed, and then let the legs just turn off, relax, and glide. And what you'll notice, especially on a Concept 2 machine, there's a slight forward angle, and if you just let that seat go, it will slide forward on its own. So let that slight angle carry you forward, as well as turning off the legs. That should solve that hip tightness. So the main difference in what you're going to do is that as you press through the release, you make sure that number 1, your feet are still pressing down instead of pulling, right? As soon as the toes come up, you know that you're leveraging yourself on the straps to come forward. So if you can push all the way through the ball of the foot, even at the release, that's step 1. And then 2 is making sure that the arms get away first, then the hips close, and then you can turn off your legs and glide into the catch. Number 4, how can you do a video on kettlebell swings and not even demonstrate a kettlebell swing? I'm disappointed in you. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I hope that can make up for it. I'm really honestly sorry about that. So those are your basic questions. Again, I kind of enjoyed doing this, so if you guys keep asking questions, we'll keep answering them, and maybe we'll throw another one of these Q&As in another time soon if you guys really love this video. And as always, guys, thank you for joining us. I appreciate all of you dark horses out there. Keep on being dark horses. Keep on pushing your own life forward. If you really love this video, I'd appreciate it if you subscribed. And if you really enjoyed it and you want to make sure that you get an alert every time we come out with a new video on Tuesdays and occasionally with another video some other time, hit that bell because you will get that alert. And as always, thank you for tuning in. We will see you on the other side. And then let the legs just turn off, relax, and glide.